Someone you trust, maybe someone you love, has been manipulating you. And the most dangerous part? They've been doing it in plain English. No shouting, no obvious red flags, just normal, everyday sentences that are slowly, quietly rewriting how you see yourself. And here's what nobody tells you. The most toxic people never sound toxic. They sound reasonable. They sound calm. They sound like you're the problem. That's exactly what we're breaking open today. And I need you to pay attention because by phrase number 3, you're going to think of a specific person. Stay with me till phrase 7 because that one doesn't sound toxic at all. In fact, most people hear it and feel grateful. That's the trap. Phrase number 1. I'm only saying this because I care about you. Sounds like concern, feels like love. But here's what it really means. What I'm about to say is going to hurt you, and I've already built my defense. That phrase is a permission slip, a pre-packaged excuse delivered before the damage, so that when you're hurt, you can't even be angry about it, because they cared, remember? Watch for this. It always comes right before something cruel, a criticism of your body, your choices, your relationship, your ambition. And because it was wrapped in care, you don't just accept it, you thank them. That's not love. That's control wearing love's clothes. Real care doesn't need a disclaimer. It just shows up. And that was just the first one. The next phrase is even quieter and far more dangerous because it doesn't attack you directly, it attacks your reality. Phrase number 2, that's not what happened. Sounds like a correction, feels like a misunderstanding, but here's what it really means. Your memory is wrong, your feelings are wrong. I am the authority on what is real and you are not. This is gaslighting, and it doesn't always come with a raised voice. Sometimes it comes quietly, calmly, convincingly. And here's the terrifying part. The more they say it, the more you start to believe them. You stop trusting your gut. You stop trusting your memory. You start running every situation through them first. Did that really happen the way I think it did? That's not a relationship. That's a hostage situation where they hold your reality and charge you confusion to get it back. The tell? If someone consistently remembers every situation in a way that always makes them innocent, that's not a coincidence. That's a pattern. But before we go further, has anyone in your life ever made you feel crazy for remembering something exactly the way it happened? If the answer is yes, keep watching, because what's coming next explains everything. Phrase number 3, I was just trying to help. Sounds like good intentions, feels like an apology, but here's what it really means. I did something that hurt you, but I've reframed it as generosity, so now your pain is ingratitude. This phrase is manipulation at its most sophisticated, because now you're not dealing with someone who hurt you, you're dealing with someone who helped you, and apparently you're too ungrateful to see it. They didn't overstep, they were generous. They didn't control, they were concerned. They didn't undermine you, they were just trying to help. And the moment you push back, suddenly you're the ungrateful one. You're the difficult one. You're the one who can't accept kindness. The pattern? Unsolicited interference, followed by hurt feelings, followed by I was just trying to help, followed by your apology. Read that again. Your apology for being hurt by them. Toxic people don't always make you feel bad. Sometimes they make you feel guilty for feeling bad. And that is the most sophisticated trap of all. Phrase number 4. You always do this. Sounds like frustration, feels like feedback, but here's what it really means. I'm not addressing what just happened, I'm indicting your entire character, so you spend this conversation defending who you are instead of addressing what I did. This is called character assassination mid-conflict, and it works every single time, because the moment someone says you always, your brain shifts. You stop talking about the incident. You start defending your entire existence. I don't always do this. That's not fair. Name one other time. And just like that, their behavior disappears from the conversation. Gone. replaced entirely by a trial of your character. The move? Next time someone says you always in a conflict, pause and ask, can we stay focused on what just happened? Watch how uncomfortable that makes them. We're halfway through, and the next one is one that's going to be hard to hear because it doesn't come from enemies, it comes from the people closest to you. Phrase number 5, I just want what's best for you. It sounds like love, feels like protection, but here's what it really means. I have decided what's best for you, and any choice you make that I disagree with is automatically wrong. This phrase is the Trojan horse of toxic relationships because it sounds so pure, so selfless, so loving. But watch what comes after it. I just want what's best for you, so I don't think you should take that job. I just want what's best for you, so I don't think that person is right for you. I just want what's best for you, so maybe don't post that. See the pattern? Every single time, what's best for you happens to be exactly what they want. That's not love. That's love as a leash. Real love says, what do you want? And then supports you even when the answer is uncomfortable for them. This next one is the one I need you to really sit with because it's the one that does the most damage over the longest period of time in the most invisible way. Phrase number 6. I don't know why you're making such a big deal out of this. Sounds like reason, feels like perspective, but here's what it really means. Your emotional response is excessive, and I am the authority on what deserves to hurt you. This phrase does something deeply sinister. It doesn't just dismiss what happened, it dismisses your right to feel anything about it. And over time, when someone consistently tells you that your pain is an overreaction, you stop reporting it. You stop saying that hurt. You stop saying that wasn't okay, because you've been trained slowly, quietly, to believe that your feelings are the problem, not their behavior, your feelings. This is how emotional erosion works. It's not one big explosion, it's 1,000 quiet dismissals, until one day you don't even know what you feel anymore, because you've spent so long filtering your emotions through someone else's approval that you've lost access to your own truth. Last one, and I meant what I said at the beginning, this one doesn't sound toxic. In fact, it sounds like a compliment.
Phrase number 7.
You're so strong, you don't need anyone. Sounds like admiration, feels like a compliment. But here's what it really means. I have decided that you don't require emotional support, which conveniently means I never have to give you any. This one is so subtle, it takes years to see. They praise your strength so they never have to show up for your weakness. They call you independent so your needs become invisible. They say you're so strong and you stand up straighter and you carry everything alone and you never ask for help. Because asking for help would mean you're not strong, right? That's the trap. Your strength was never the problem. The problem is that someone used it as an excuse to never be there for you. Real love doesn't praise your strength to avoid your pain. Real love says, you're strong and I'm still here just in case. Here's what I need you to understand, and I mean really understand. Toxic people are not always loud, they're not always cruel, they're not always obvious. Sometimes they're calm, sometimes they're charming, sometimes they genuinely believe they're the good guy in the story. But the damage is the same. The phrases are the fingerprints, and now that you know what they look like, you can't unhear them. So the next time someone says, I'm only saying this because I care, or that's not what happened, or you're so strong you don't need anyone, you'll know. Not because they're evil, but because the pattern is unmistakable. You don't have to set yourself on fire to keep someone else warm, and knowing these phrases is how you stop doing exactly that. Save this, share it with someone who needs it, and drop in the comments which phrase hit hardest. I read every one.